Good day, everybody. Chantal here from New Heritage Foundation. And as you know, we are advocating ending period poverty. More than that, we are advocating how we can impact making period impact more than we advocating for the period poverty that we have. Today we have the women from Kraaifontein that will explain their challenges. And the topic today, we have the bloody truth and challenges. So what's happening in their communities, what's happening with them personally, their own experiences, and how we can navigate the space together as a collaborative. We cannot end period poverty as an NGO by ourselves, and it's not for any individual or any institution to do so. However, if we all end period poverty, one girl at a time, I think we can make tangible change. Because period poverty can never be bigger than all the amazing women and men that could potentially create a space where this is something that's no longer an issue in our country. And that is from me, Chantal, and each one around this beautiful table, as you can see, that's beautifully decorated by our host, Natasha, will introduce themselves about what's happening, who they are, and why they're part of this conversation today, why they feel it's important for their contribution. So relax, don't go anywhere today. We will be telling you how we're making change. And maybe you would want to be part of this conversation, or maybe even donate to this conversation, donate to this space and help us end period poverty. Thank you. Natasha, over to you. Tell us about yourself, who you are. Don't leave out everything about you.
Very, very short and sweet. Good morning, everybody. I'm Natasha Benwell, and I'm a beauty therapist. I've been doing that for about 18 years now. I've traveled across the world, worked on cruise ships for 10 years, and I'm back in South Africa for about 8 years and working in my community. These people some of them are my clients and my dearest friends as well. I've met Chantal a few years ago, actually now. She reminded me before COVID, and I didn't even realize it's that long ago. However, I have now scaled down a little bit with my work, so I am very much interested in helping the community, helping ordinary people do better and be better if I can. Like you said, one person at a time. Last year, I've helped out with something called a pantry drive. And when Chantal approached me on the pad situation, I definitely jumped on the bandwagon because I think the two go together. You will never believe, in our society, there is still girls that go to school without underwear. They have nothing to put on. And that is where the first things stem from with the pantry drive. And I'm very excited to be here today to assist or to give my 5 cents towards the whole period thing as well. And I'm hoping that with all the little information that you get, that you can make a difference in our community.
Absolutely.
Because we don't have money. We don't have a lot of money to give. But the little that we have, we always try and assist. But I feel if we can speak to you and tell us or tell you what our needs are, maybe there's a way that you guys can assist with the government and the rest of the community to see if we can help and assist young girls, older ladies, unemployed people, people on the street. It doesn't matter. Because like we've mentioned earlier on, no matter who we are, even if you're at work, sometimes it just happens you don't have a pad. Chantal mentioned that we don't even have friends sometimes at work, and you just roll down toilet paper. And it is degrading because you never know. And for me, I'm turning 50 this year in May. And I think I've changed my work chair about 3 times already, because the older I'm getting, I notice my periods are so bad or weird. It's like I've got a hole somewhere else in my back. You understand? So I'm always messing my seat, and it feels like the pad is just not doing justice anymore. I don't know where it's coming from. So you wear 2 things, but when we do that, you tend to get infections. You tend to, there's so many other things that can go wrong. And at the end of the day, it's embarrassing. Imagine me trying to do my job and being all pretty, bending over, and there's a beautiful mark there. And I don't only work with women, I work with males as well. So it can become really embarrassing. So I'm definitely here. I'm ready to assist, and I'm super, super excited for everything that we're going to discuss today.
Hey, awesome. And then the beautiful lady on to your left or right.
Hi everyone, I'm Galen Kaland. I'm 29 years old. I'm turning 30 this year. I founded a company called Boss Babe Enterprise, and I now opened up a department called Boss Consult. What I do is I do recruitment. I have a passion for placing people and giving people a job. It's absolutely my passion. I don't sleep until you get a job. So that's what I do every day, in and out. The reason why I'm here today, because Natasha invited me. Thank you so much for the invite, Natasha. This table is beautifully decked. So my interest here today is I traveled about 2 weeks. I think it was last year September, and I went to Tanzania also to end period poverty in really poor communities in Tanzania around. We shared about over 200 packs of reusable pads that last for about 3 years. I went to the organization called I and my sister, as well as Girls Chuck. We raised over 200,000 just for that campaign as well. And yes, my interest here today is also to let you know that it's okay if you're bleeding. It's okay if you have your period. It's okay if you're going through all of this, But I do want to let you know that I want you to be confident while you're bleeding. This is why we are doing this as well, so that you can feel confident. Also know that you are worthy as well. Yes. You are beautiful as well. You don't stink. It's okay to go through this. So I want to be the voice and be with the ladies and tell you that it's okay to go through that.
Oh, awesome.
Thank you.
Hello. So I am Jamie. I'm actually an intern working with Chantal at New Heritage Foundation for the next 4 months. I come from Canada, and I am a health studies major with a minor in international studies. I definitely want to make a change outside of our privileged countries and see if I can come over and use some of my knowledge that I've learned from school and my own experiences to see what I can do to help others. I have 5 children, so I have 4 daughters and a son. They're all adults. So I am 44. I'll be 45 this year. And I decided to go back to school in my 40s and get a degree. And I am just this semester, my internship done, and then I'll have my degree, and I'll be able to venture out on my own and see what I can do to change the world if I can.
That's wonderful.
And then to the person on my left.
Yes, thank you, Chantal.
Yes.
And Natasha, everyone here, a good day. I'm Adeline Domingo, and I'm a retired teacher. Yes, I'm a pensioner. I'm 61 years old, and I previously worked or taught at Edward Primary. Edward Primary is situated in Clark, Hollington Estate. That's Clark Estate, near to Elvis Riviera. Elvis Riviera, on your way to Sailor's Fountain, Metro-Fontein. I teach there for 40 years.
Wow.
And in that was the only school I teach for everyone. And in that time, I saw the need.
Yes.
I saw the need of children, girls who are coming to school because they have the period and there's no pads at home. And then I decided to always keep in my class,
Yes, a pack.
keep a pack of pads and whatever. And then I told him, if everything happened at school, you just come to Mrs. Domingo.
Oh,
and
wow.
I know they knew that they can come to me.
Yes.
So if there's a knock on my door and that I know Teacher Domingo, and that I will give them a pad. And yes, as I said, I was teaching in Clark Hollington Estate, and I don't know if you know Clark Hollington Estate.
No, I don't. I've heard of it.
Okay.
There's a lot of schools.
Beautiful, beautiful people staying there.
Yes.
But unfortunately, drugs,
Yes.
abuses, and
Alcohol.
yeah,
Poverty.
poverty, lot of poverty. And yes, our children don't, the the mother will just tell you, my friend, it was here. So they know Mrs. Domingo. As I said, I was teaching there for 40 years.
Yeah.
So they know me. I was now the last time that I teach there, I was teaching for the third generation.
Wow.
That means the grandma, the ma, and the child.
Oh, wow.
That's amazing.
So yes, I retired just after COVID due to my husband's sickness. He had a hip operation that went wrong, and I decided no, my place is with him.
Yes.
So I went on early retirement. That time I was 58 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and now I'm a sweet 61. You turn it around, sweet 60. And I decided then, after COVID, I decided I want to do something for the community. I was feeling so...
There's more to you.
yeah, there's more to me. I don't want to go back to school, but I want to do something for the community.
Yes.
And then suddenly it struck me, but what about pads?
Wow.
And I start with the pads and the tissue and I called it Pads for Girls.
Wow.
That's my name is
That's
Pads
your
for Girls.
signature
Yeah, it's
on
my
it.
signature, Pads for Girls. And the day I put it on my status and I asked my friends and contacts to please help me with pads.
Yes.
And yes, they came from all over with pads and pads and pads.
And now you make change in that same school, or do you have other schools?
In the same school, but
Yes.
more in Kraaifontein community. In Kraaifontein, I think I have 8 or 10 schools.
Wow.
This year last year was the 3rd year that I delivered pads. Yes, I wrapped it up nicely.
Yes.
Wrap it up nicely with ribbons and whatever, and then I go to the school and
Make it
I
extra special.
make it extra special.
Yes.
And then sometimes when I come there by some schools and the principal said, "Oh, is it a present for me?" I said, "Yes, indeed, it's a present for you." But yes, Chantal and ladies, you know what?
Yes.
They are a big, huge need for pads in our community.
Okay.
You know what? The appreciation that you can
See.
that you can
feel.
see on the principals and the teachers and even the girls' faces when I come with that present, nice repeat present.
Yeah.
And there's such a lot of stories that they told me the past 3 years.
Yes.
Like, for example, that the teacher said, watch this girl walking with closed legs, closed legs, like so,
Yes.
so. And when it was interval, she called her and she said, "Hi, just come here.
Yes.
My darling, what's wrong with you?" And she said, "Juffrou, ek het met my hande stoonde, juffrou, maar daar was die pens by die huisie, juffrou. Ek het so 'n koerantpapier ingesit, juffrou. Juffrou, nou
Using newspaper.
nou sê ek is nou seer geskaaf." And then the teacher took her to the toilet and, we were supposed to look there, private parts and whatever, but the teacher said she was just sleeping. Never mind, I'm gonna, she said, and it was very raw. So she was walking from from 7:30 in the morning, and at the interval is usually 10 o'clock, 10:30. That's interval. She was walking with that newspaper. And then the teacher gave her something to put on. There's so much more stories. I went to a school, I don't know if it's somewhere in Woestenbergvlakte or whatever. But then the principal also told me that this girl, they get food every day at school. They get food, and then they must stay in a long line for the food.
Yes.
And as they're moving forward, this girl was also moving forward, and then something fell on the floor.
Yes.
And everyone started laughing. And,
Yes.
and he said she was so embarrassed, and she cried so. And then it was toilet paper. Toilet paper that she put in the morning, and from all the walking and whatever, it fell out. And that is what our really, if we can make a difference even to 1 or 2 children.
Yeah,
I mean, then
that's true.
we can save the world. We can save the world, you know. And that is what that is really my passion. That is, you know, because a bietjie baie aanhouerig. When someone told me, listen here, I'm going to send pads to you, eh? And it's now the second day, it's the third day, and then I pick up the phone. Hi, hello, are you still going to give me the pads?
Yes.
But I must tell you, and then someone out of Clark, Hollywood Estate, and then Shirley, a beautiful lady, really, an angel for the Clark Estate community. She was working at a pad factory, and she told one of her co-workers, she told her about the teacher who collect the pads, and you know what? They sponsored me with 4 boxes of pads. I think there was 60 in one box.
Yes.
And I was so excited. I was so happy. And you know, the people just they just came from all over to support me.
Yes.
My cousins, my sisters, whole family, friends, everyone. And my one cousin, children, they are all well educated professors and whatever. And every month they sponsored 500 rand towards towards something.
Yes.
You see? And then for 2 months they sponsored me with that 500 rand.
Wow.
Yeah, and one of my friends, she's inspector of schools, don't say inspector.
Yes.
Yeah. I asked her, Lucille, can you perhaps help me with 1 or 2 packets of pads?
Yes.
She said, oh, sure, Adeline.
Yes.
And she told me she's on her way. She's on her way to, I don't know where, say, on the way, because she's a subject advisor and they had to go out a lot. And she said, Adeline, will you please forward your bank details, and then I can pay it in. The money. And she paid the money in. And I knew, oh, this can't be true. And it came 1,000 rand. And I phone Loesel. Ik sê, Loesel, hy Bokka, jy het 'n fout gemaak, hè? Met 100 rand gewees, ek kan maar die ander kant stuur. Sy sê, no man. Sy sê vir my, Edwin, jy sal altyd met jou pad het gaan vir ander mense. You always walk the extra mile for others. And because you're that kind of person,
Yes.
I just feel that I can contribute to that good space. Yes. So yes, that's my story. And and then
Carry on.
Yeah.
The floor and the table and the seats.
But you just remember, I'm a teacher. I can teach the whole
day.
So you must say, stop it. You You see, I must say stop, but because otherwise I'm going to teach the whole day.
Okay.
And Srhr told me that she will see if she can get that for me. That is also this wipes also because it's summer and
Yes,
if
the
you
smell.
put- yeah,
Yes.
There's a lot of smell
There's
because
a-
they keep it on for
yeah,
much
for the
longer.
for the whole day they kept it on.
Yeah,
you
one
see?
pad. They will
One
keep
pad.
it on. Even wipe it clean
Yeah.
on the top, the amount of blood, and they'll pack toilet paper on the
On top of it.
just so that they can get through the day.
So then you can smell
You
it.
can
At the end
smell
of the day you can smell it.
And
So
on that topic now that you say that they pack it on or keep it on, I read somewhere that you can get really sick from that.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, that is
Infection.
something I didn't know because now when
Infection,
I...
eh?
Yes.
It contributes to cervical cancer.
Yeah.
It contributes to so many other things in your reproductive system. Because it's a,
So
it's
it
a
becomes
negative.
poisonous
If you're
if
doing
you have it
it
too long.
3 times during your period, so that's 3 times 12.
Yeah.
yeah.
And then times it by the amount of years that you
Yes.
have to make that sacrifice. And by the time you are no longer now have need for being somebody buying you or giving you sanitary pads, then what has happened to your reproductive system?
Yeah.
Because now there's other ailments that you need
Yeah.
to then have to face as a woman.
So now from this year onwards, I'm going to add wipes
Yes.
with the pads, and I usually add out the pads for the month of the woman month,
Yes.
August, but I lengthen it. August, September, October, November,
Yes.
even December.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
But from this year
You're
on,
starting early. No.
I believe and I trust God that the pads will come in by the tens, by the hundreds, by the thousands,
And the millions.
millions. Thank you. And I thank you, Carl. And then I can start from as early as next month
Yes.
Yeah.
to do my things and the wipes and the pads. And I must tell you that the principal and the teachers at the school,
Have the great.
yeah, and even those 3 schools invited me to the end of year function.
Wow.
Just to say thank you.
Wow.
And it was such a privilege for me to attend it, you know.
Yes. That's beautiful.
But thank you very much, Chantal. Thank you very much, Natasha. Thank you, Carl. Thank you, lady.
Yes. And there you have it from Mrs. Domingo, the teacher. She has taught us today about this topic, about it. And the stats is, and it can be more and it can be less, but currently 7 million girls and women in our country in the disadvantaged communities and schools menstruates without dignity on a monthly basis when they have their period. That means that girls are absent from school during this time. That means girls drop out.
Yeah.
So for us, maybe you have a different thought. Because there was a time when because I was part of the Peninsula feeding scheme from the community that I came from, which was also a disadvantaged community. And they said that you cannot teach a child on an empty stomach.
Yes.
So for us, you cannot teach a girl while she bleeds
And she's got nothing.
Then on top of that, when we have, and I'm not sure, when I had my period, it was a lot, or rather let me speak about my daughters when they have their period, especially the one. So she is going through a whole lot of emotion. She needs to change her pad almost 3 to 4 times a day. She needs to, because it's a heavy flow, and then she has these cravings and she just don't feel herself and she wants to sleep and she's nauseous and all of the above. I don't know if anybody else have had feelings like that or the emotion they are. And then I say, then just close your eyes and picture all of that you go through, and picture it that you don't have pads while having all of that extra add-ons, because it is extra add-ons that girls have. It's just that they're also not allowed to even get emotionally Like they can't even emotionally connect to themselves. It's almost like it just needs to happen and get it over with.
Yes, and I also almost think that it was the thing that was indoctrinated in our mind that it's just your period to get on with life. You know what? It's not the same for all of us. I had a sister that used to faint all the time when it happened. So I know the feeling that you want to lay down and you want to just curl up somewhere, but it's like society is now, you're a woman, deal with it. And I feel that people need to be a little bit more sympathetic towards it. I feel at work places, at school places, there should be a room where if a girl need 1 hour to lay down, they should allow that. But nowadays they say the kids use it as an excuse. So the schools have the room, but it's not being used. I know of schools where there's not even, the toilets are locked all the time. So you tell me, how can the girls do that? You understand? It was the same with the story that Yefra was saying now about the girl and this whole pad situation, where the thing fall out. It was also at one of the underprivileged schools, and somebody saw a mark, and the prefect said to her, okay, no, let's go to the office. We're going to get you a pad. And the girl was almost reluctant to go. And she was like, I'm trying to help you. Just come. And the girl now went, she gave a pad to the girl. But she said also without really realizing, when she actually looked, there was nowhere to put the pad on. The panty was completely broken. And that's the reason why she didn't even want the pad. Yeah. So I think maybe when we do these, we should also, for some girls, just leave a few different sizes at the school. So if it happened to a child, that there is at least a panty that she can take, and the pad. Because yes, we're giving the pad. Ladies, there's girls that don't even have a panty to put the pad onto. That's why I thought that the girl was trying to keep that thing against her legs to keep it tight. So imagine you refusing, but you have your period, you already have a mark, you don't know. Yes. And now you have to almost say no thank you because you don't have a proper panty.
Hi, Natasha.
So
that's a wonderful.
It's sad. So we should. I will definitely still also try my best to try and keep on with the panty thing, so that maybe we can now and then put in just a few different sizes with your pants. And then we just take it from there.
Yes, that is amazing. So as you guys know, and I know there's a lot of people that's going to watch this video. These are the women from Kraaifontein, and Mrs. Domingo is here. So we want this video not just to be about what we are explaining, because we are bringing it to you because some people don't get to know the rawness, the deep impact it is or has on young girls. And I say this, we have a lot of women empowerment. Natasha, we went to a couple together, and we dressed in our beautiful hats. And the platform is beautiful. The tables is almost looking similar like this. And in that room, we have amazing women, also powerful, also beautiful. We don't know how we got there. Each one to its own, each story unique, and each a testimony, to either survival or anything. And then if I look back at that, I count myself lucky to be at those tables, because I wanted to survive wherever I came from, whatever I had to endure. Yes. I wanted to be part of that table. And so many of our young girls will never reach those tables.
That's true.
Never be able to even dream that those tables and platforms are for them too. They never get to experience those things. And we actually want to bring that awareness as well. That if we are advocating women empowerment, then she's also at school.
Yes.
And before she can even dream of becoming empowered, she has to navigate womanhood. And that is to make sure that she at least get to have her education.
Yes.
And for the most part, and I think for the urgent part, is the fact that there isn't sanitary pads for her consecutively to navigate that education part where she can be educated and be part of the economic development to be able to sit at seats of women empowerment.
And I think that is where a lot of girls get a knock, because when we think about it, it starts from school.
Yeah.
Once somebody starts bullying you or being funny or made fun of us, already I've told myself, oh my goodness, they said maybe I'm fat or I'm this. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to be part. I just withdrawn. I want to just grow up, do my thing, go to work and come back.
Yes.
But there is so much more out there. You understand, if we don't get that knocks, or if we try to not take those knocks that serious, we can actually sit here. Because, I mean, just a little testimony from myself. I have left school when I passed to go to Standard 9. And unfortunately, my fellow colored people used to scare me and said that, oh, you know, die mense dryp in Standard 9 and we fail and it's too difficult. And I thought to myself, I already failed in Standard 7. Why am I going to do this to myself? My mom was really upset. I left school and I went to go work. I thought, bugger that, this is not happening to me.
Yes.
But I want to encourage girls that I, on purpose, did not complete my matric exams afterwards, because I figured I know. That was after I tried and saw that I can do better and I want to be better. I then decided I'm not going to do that, because one day I want to teach girls that it's not just that piece of paper that's going to get you over the hurdle. You can. That is very, very important. Don't get me wrong. We all need to be educated, and you need to know. I could have been much further if I was smarter and completed it. I did not, but it didn't keep me behind. I still did things with my life, and I tried to move forward every year, little bit. I went to places with a train, that newspaper that used to come in Mitchell's Plain, the Plainsman.
Yes.
And I would attend every free class, everything on business, everything, because I had nothing. I had no money.
Yes.
I was, I had my son when I was young, and I thought, oh, my life is over. Your life is not over. That is what society tells us when we're in school, that now you're a failure and it's never going to get better. And especially when they make fun of you over silly, stupid things, you know. But girls, I want to tell you that you can get up and you can do better and be better. You just need to make the effort. You do not always need just the money for it. There is free things. You need to get up and do this thing for yourself, because nobody's coming. If you don't do this for yourself, nobody's coming. The 5 of us here, we're too little to help everybody.
Yes.
We can only try. But I need for you guys to know, even no matter where you are in life right now, whether you're a divorcee, whether you're a woman that lost everything, you're on the street, get up, ask for help, and just try.
Yes.
I think that is the first thing. They just need to try.
Yes.
If they also can belong to groups like this and extend themselves to this, we can make changes. But it is still possible.
Each one.
So it's not just that matric that's going to get you there. You just need to get up and try and rise above your circumstances.
Yeah, they say,
And if you're strong to go back and do that, because I
Yes.
also had to leave school.
Yes.
And then I had my 3 children, and then when
Yes.
I was in my 30s, I finished my
That's
trip.
hence why I told you, how come my mom didn't tell me? I was a married woman, and then I had a cold, was on birth control because now I'm married, and the next minute I'm sick at work, and I'm like, I don't understand. I've changed my meals, and my friends were joking. Oh no, it can't be. It's the 3rd time you're vomiting. I'm like, I know, but I got to the pharmacy, which was at the airport. I worked that side that time, and they did a test. Mrs. Domingo, the pee did not touch that stick, and it was 2 red things. I fainted. The next minute, my dad was there to come and pick me up and take me to the doctor. And I was pregnant. Again, I understand our parents do not talk about these things. So youngsters, I urge you, if they don't talk about it, you reach out and talk to somebody else. It doesn't just have to be your mom, because my mom didn't tell me that birth control, antibiotics throw your birth control out. I didn't know that at all. And I was pregnant with my 2nd child. God bless her soul, she's the best thing that's ever happened to me. But I wasn't ready. I was just not ready. Sexual education, that is completely out. That I didn't get. We heard that from a teacher like Jeffrey Domingo to give us a little bit of education. But Jeffrey Domingo didn't say that if the penis really go in and how it's going. We don't make it clear. And I think somehow we need to figure out ways to make these things clear, even though we're just talking about pads today. Do we make it clear to people? Because as old as I am here, almost 50, I did not know if you keep a pad on that long that you can actually get sick.
Yes.
I thought it was just enough to have your pad on.
It has to change.
Yes.
Also, were you taught that you will be emotional as you grow up and have your womanhood? Prep for your pad.
No, I saw it from my elder sister that fainted, and I was like, oh God, I need to be very careful where I walk. I might just faint in the street, you understand? So yes, Mom didn't say those things, but they give you the pad, and bless her, she was also not educated on these things.
Yes.
So they give you the pad, and Mom said, change it because you're going to stink and stay away from the men.
Yeah.
I thought everybody can smell me, so let's rather stay in the house for that time.
But it's true.
Yeah, you understand.
Our mothers never told us about that.
Yes.
I can still remember that I was in standard 6 that time, grade 8. Luckily, my two sisters, elder sisters, were teaching at the same school where I studied. And I could go to one of them and ask them. And she said, and on top of the cupboard.
Yes.
And I went home and my mother asked me, and now, why are you so early? And I told my mommy, Dad got sick, mommy.
Okay.
And she told me, I said, yeah, and now you stay away from the boys, eh? I'm telling you, and you sit with close legs, please.
Yes.
But I mean, that's stay away from the boys, sit with close legs. I mean, and during the time when it was my period time, and I saw a boy near to me, then I ran away. What's going to happen now?
Yes.
But we are, listen here, girls and ladies and women, even men,
Yes.
each one teach one.
Yes.
Let us go out now, and each one teach one. Even if you was, if you're not getting your period yet, you can still go out and teach someone about what we were talking here.
Yes. And even having like in groups or, these conversations like this is going to happen to you. You're going to have your period. There's a lot of period myths that we find they tell us in school. Don't sit next to a boy, you will bleed more.
Yes.
You could potentially even die. Now, I want to understand that topic. Imagine, the one girl said she doesn't even come to school because she is just that sits next to an Easter boy. So for her whole period, she says, I don't come to school because he sits next to me. And
I don't want to die.
She says, teacher, I can't die. And it's like literally if you have sex.
Yes.
Because now that you can be able to have children. So that's actually the topic, but it doesn't want to be told like that. And then, and because we don't want to speak about it, they go and experiment it anyway, and then they won't jump into the pool, because, and I'm saying, why? And they say, because the pad will come out and float onto the water, or where I jump, they will see the blood coming out and it will surround me. I'm like, even if all of us in this room on our period jumps into that pool, nothing will happen unless there's a shark that is amongst us. It will definitely be red. But they won't wear white, and not because they won't. It's how we say it. You choose not to. That's true. But you can, because imagine you invited to this lavish white party on your period, and for the whole time of your life, you were told you don't wear white. You cancel the party. Put the formula in. Put 2 pads in the front, 2 at the back if you need to secure yourself. But I mean, I choose not to wear it. You choose not to wear the white. It's not like you can't wear white, but that is what has been told. And so they just feel that they don't want to partake in this, because sometimes it's not even just the pads that keeps them out of school. It's the myths that happens alongside those things that we don't want to talk about. Yeah. And I mean, in terms of the fact that sanitary pads and all sanitary pads is a necessity for us. I mean, now we have the reusable ones, which we also use for our dignity packs. And then there is the reusable cup that most feel comfortable, the menstrual cup, that they can now also use. It's now an implementation for at least for longer reach. So you can use it because you maybe have need for it, and the reusables as well.
Yeah.
But I say, for us and for what we do, is to not have the alternative, because, ladies, toilet paper is still the biggest alternative. And when I say it's the biggest alternative, for those in disadvantaged communities, it's that grey toilet paper. It's not your toothbrush. So if they have to choose between pads and buying a bread, what are they going to buy?
Of course.
A toilet roll and a bread.
True.
Because the pads is going to be too much. They still need the bread, but they need to eat, and it's as important. So imagine, and the boils that comes with it, the smells that comes with it, and being then examined at hospital,
And it's embarrassing.
You feel so
embarrassed.
you rather sit with yourself and try and heal it yourself to some extent. I mean, all of that we have to deal with, and it's like stuff that we don't want to talk about. I mean, was any one of us around this table prepped for our period?
I was because I come from a different country, so we were taught. But also in our country, they don't want to tell you about sex education because they think that you're going to go out and have sex because now you know about it.
Yeah.
It's not. They think it's not a preventative measure, which it is, because if you're educated in something, you're going to know better. I mean, girls may still go out and experiment, but they're going to be knowledgeable, and they're maybe not going to get pregnant or an STI.
Yeah, and this at schools and at home that people freely speak about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And girls will ask other girls, "Hey, I have my period. Do you have a tampon or a pad?" Or anything like that. So it's pretty open, which is good. Which is why I want to bring that over here and start talking about it. Right? We really need to educate, and the only way we can educate is if we're educated, and then we pass on our knowledge.
That's right. That's what I say.
Yeah.
Each one,
Each one, exactly. Yes.
Any stories from your community, from your schools? Do you feel there's some things that can be added in this community?
Yeah, I was pricked. So it's a privilege for me to like sit around here and listen to the stories because I was really pricked. The minute I played my mommy, my coffee. We sat on the couch. She took me through the whole thing. I had a period like covered. There was painkillers as well. There was pads as well. It was put like in this stainless steel container. I don't know if you guys know. It's like a
blicky.
Yeah, but it was like so cute. It was like cute, and there was different art on those containers. And I had like 5 of those. So I was very I was very privileged in that, and I was prepped. I wasn't prepped on the sex part of things.
Yes.
Okay. So I was prepped. So it's nice for me to sit and hear that Natasha wasn't prepped and you guys weren't prepped.
Yeah, no. And then it comes with a whole lot of emotions, and then the girl child is afraid to say, I've got this feeling, or, this is like having open conversations, because the world that we want to raise our children in is it's not the education we want to give and shy away from is going to be a negative for them, because what is already currently happening is too fast. So it's almost like you even have to apologize to your young girls. Before their age, they have to learn so much because you want them to be as childlike as much and as far as possible. But because of so much that's happening, sexual violence happening to young girls potentially selling themselves and getting money to purchase pads, coming from various homes, and then how does that person engage with your child that is uneducated about her rights? Her rights to be using a condom, her rights to protecting herself from any STIs or HIVs or teen pregnancies, So it's like period poverty stems from poverty. So it's a snowball to all of the other elements that happens to young girls. And as you know, there's a lot where we have teen pregnancy. The girl, she's always pictured in this picture, always in the news with her tummy bumped up like that. She's always the news. But where's the teen dads?
It's true. We don't even see or hear from them.
Where's the ones who impregnated a 9-year-old or a 10 or 12-year-old?
So true.
You know, why can't the news be that we have engaged with 20 men that impregnated young girls below the age of 14? You know, because I mean, those are the things that we find that when it comes to a period, it's your problem. When it comes to your teen pregnancy, it's your problem. It's your pads is your problem. You know, your emotions is your problem. You know, and then we also the highlight when something goes wrong. We also the highlight for that. You know, so there's a lot of stuff that's happening, and I feel that for the work that we do is to bring awareness in the sexual reproductive health space, not just from a sanitary pad space, but the rights of young girls. You know, the right to menstruate with dignity. And if there isn't, then we need to find ways to get people on board to say, listen, we want to make tangible change in this space. How do we do it? Because we can't do it by ourselves. It's impossible. I mean, imagine 7 million. How do we get that right?
Yeah, but it's like I said to you earlier on as well. Remember, I know Jethro, you will remember when we were younger at school, we used to get every year die man met die tande or so wat omkom and you get a little and you get a little bag with just your little small toothpaste and your brush and a little something else in there. And I mean that used to help because that brush lasted for you almost a year. It helped. So why is the government not helping us to have these little packets like Jeffrey said, or we make a blikkies? Why can't they provide us the blikkies and we can try and put the pads in there so that every girl have it, at least she's got a blikkie. So when she gets a period at school, she could. There should be a corner where the child can go fetch it without just somebody always supervising things because girls are still embarrassed. There should be a corner where she can freely go and collect it. Without boys, having to make fun of her if they know she's going to that teacher because she either had sex or she's got a period. And they start making up their own assumptions. And why isn't it
on your way home
there we go.
to school?
Yes.
And I mean,
exactly.
And it all links up to
so in the girls' toilet there should be a little box where she can pull out a little pad. Just one. Just like a condom. They give us condoms, but they can't give us a pad. So,
that was the thing that I wanted to
you understand?
That's something that really
resonates with you.
It upset me.
Okay.
You know, if you go to public toilets, there's condoms.
Yes.
If you go to clinics, there's condoms. But I mean, why the government, they give away free condoms.
Yes.
But why can't they give away free pads for our children? And I mean, free pads for our girls. Why not? Maybe, like you said, Natasha, maybe when you go into the toilet, Teresa was your pads.
Dignity is intact. Nobody else, not only the girls. Like you walk past. But if it's in a classroom by a teacher, she's embarrassed. She don't want to go and ask because now the whole classroom know that she's got her things. But if it's in the toilet, which is actually open at schools, because we know you guys keep the toilets locked too, which is so unfair. If that is open and available, all girls will be able to keep their dignity intact, I think.
The main focus should be girls in school. To make sure that you don't have to choose between staying at home or being, menstruating or going to school. Our girls shouldn't have to make that choice, and bleeding in isolation and feeling depressed and feeling, that things are not happening for them, they're missing out, There's even suicide that happens in young girls, feeling that their lives are meaningless because what am I doing? What am I going to do? This is my circumstances. It's already not good. And now I want to at least go to school and I'm not able to because at certain time of the month I don't have pads, So for our mission and as an NGO, away from any governmental organizations to that extent, just as what we're doing, is to make sure that we reach at least girls majority, 90% of our work should be for girls in school, to make sure that they have pads. And then the girls obviously have more siblings at home from different schools that are menstruating. They pair mom menstruating without dignity, which means that the pads is not enough. So for us, what we have decided as an NGO and as an organization to donate the boxes of pads to the school, so that and be evaluated that way, so that we know, and also do transparency in how many girls in the school, and do ahead of the outreach or engaging with the school, do an evaluation so that we know how many girls could potentially have need for sanitary pads. And that's what we do from our space. Again, it's so big, and it's emotionally for me, because I menstruated without dignity for most of my youth. So I know about the toilet paper and using it for majority of your time and all of the above. So it does come with huge challenges, but I'm able now to make sure that my children don't have to go through that, and they are fully educated, in terms of their rights, their body rights, menstruating with dignity, and having access to a choice sanitary pad that they choose, that they want to wear, that they feel comfortable with. Because at most times, girls don't even have that choice. It is even taken from them, because they are struggling. They can't say, I prefer not a pad that's scented. Because I have a sensitive skin, so I have to navigate through that space. Sometimes they don't have that option. So it's about the voices that we want to hear in this space, from women like yourself and leaders like yourself in the space, and young girls at school. What is their voices? Because sometimes, often, because we are doing, we don't consider that they have something to say. And I think that is what we want to create with our dialogues and the platforms, is to create awareness for your communities as well as for the girls, to say, we want to hear. And besides us in the classroom or in the community, that people get to hear through the dialogues, that they get to hear their voices, because it can often mean it's just us saying to you, hey, that is a problem. So that was our work here today, and we're very happy that you all contributed to this amazing space. So Mrs. Domingo, thank you so much for in this space, and I look forward to collaborating with you as New Heritage Foundation. Thank you so much. Fontaine, Brackenfell, and North Pine, as you've heard from Mrs. Domingo. This is the ladies that make tangible impact in their community, and this was their bloody truth, and also their challenges that they have. And so there's no judgment. This is the honest conversation we want to have. We don't want to talk about the highs and the icing and topping it. We want to open the cake, and if we can put it together, we will. But we want to have real conversations, because our youth are actually suffering. Our young girls are bleeding in isolation without resources, and they cannot do it. So we're going to have to help them. And so if you feel that you want to partner with Mrs. Domingo and the ladies here from Kraaifontein, Brackenfell, North Pine, do reach out. You want to give your number, Miss? Because it will go live, and then maybe everybody will feel new.
Okay, my number is 084 941 3230.
Yes.
Thank you very much, eh?
Yes, if you want to contribute.
And do you want my bank details also?
If you want to assist in any way, and everyone can, even if you are done with your menstruation, even if you have no need for it. There are young girls that need you to say you will give what you used to spend on yourself, even if it's just that every month, to a young girl that is potentially needed and thrive in her education to become employed one day and no longer have need for menstruating without dignity, and even become a change maker herself and paying it forward to somebody else, because the need is that big. We have to keep on paying it forward so that we all can arrive at that place where we say we are not alone, but we were able to lower the ladder so that everybody else can reach that mountaintop with us. And that's the space, the bloody truth today, and challenges from the women of Kraaifontein, Brackenfell, and North Pine, Chantal Belayan, from New Heritage Foundation, I say goodbye and join us next time for the next episode. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.